Whoa, friends! It's Mina. Hello. As some of you might be able to tell. Announcement: we got the sub badges! Yay! The emote is still up for review, sadly. I will let everyone know as soon as it gets approved, but who knows? Oh, alarm.
There's my alarm.
Well, glad you made it. Anyways, we are here with Argo.
Hello.
And Sony.
Hello.
And RJ.
Hey.
Hi. It seems that I will be voicing all the girls again.
Oh,
okay. Well, let's keep going, friends. That seems correct, yes?
Yes.
We met the GARRIDEBS, some truly fascinating people.
Okay, I'm not gonna be able to catch up. Okay.
And so they're burnt. What a miserable sight. Oh dear. But at least the whole room wasn't engulfed in flames. Wait, who? This was Johnny. Do you want to take him, RJ?
Sure.
Okay.
I suppose so. But my whole collection went up in smoke, you know. All those novels I adored so much.
Well, John, whose fault is that?
Not mine, that's for sure.
Well, whoever might be, I might not blame. I'm quite sure you can buy some new old books too to replace them, can't you?
New old books? Baldly nonsense.
It does sound like a contradiction in terms, but then these two are full of contradictions. Hehe, that's couples for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Also, I've been led to believe. Nice. Okay, I think that was all of it. No Herlock hiding in the shadows. Nope.
It's behind you.
Behind you! Ah! Okay.
Just hiding in a cannon.
Shooting off.
Just inside.
Luminary of the stars. Game. Oh.
That's good. Wire road.
Oh my god, no.
It's time,
Oh my god, he's not
Naruhodo.
hiding in the snowman, is
We
he?
must hurry back to the prison. Yes, I know. Let's hail a
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Please, no.
What's the matter? Looks like something's going on over there in front of the GARRIDEBS house. Oh no, not these bastards. No. Not these motherfuckers.
Alright.
Oh no.
Hello!
If nobody wants to, I do it.
I can do it.
Oh my god.
I know thee not, old man. Fall to thy prayers. I guess you can do it, Sony. Just go.
Okay. Who you calling old man? You rum-looking niminy-piminy?
Excuse me?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt in your philosophy.
Professor Horatio Fire? What are you on about?
I love this so much. Excuse me?
Huh? What the? Who are you now?
I'm sorry, it just looked as though there might be some problem here. And my associate here, Mr. Yunosuke Naruhodo, is a lawyer, you see.
Lawyer? What?
What's that? Is it tasty?
What?
What? If I can be of any assistance, I'd be happy to help. I'm from Japan, but I have studied English law.
Fine. I'll be on my way for today. But you mark me my words. This ain't over yet.
What are you, Jojo?
Hello.
Get thee to a nunnery! I love that joke.
Get to a nunnery.
I love that so much.
Do I look like a blooming nun to you? There he goes.
There he goes.
What a troll
The
face.
greatest conversation on the planet. Wow, we understood so much of that. I do hope you're not injured. Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so gentle. Thank you. What was that all about? Okay, now I'm talking to myself. Why didn't you leave first, you bastard? There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
I did ask you.
I'm not Horatio either, you know. Forgive the inquiry, sir, but are you a lodger here? In the GARRIDEBS residence? Oh, fair Eastern maiden, thou art so right. Yes, I do dwell in this humble abode. Mr. GARRIDEBS mentioned that he had another lodger, didn't he? And it's this okay. This son of a gun.
Oh.
This must be the man.
Son of a
It's him.
cannon.
It's he. Do you happen to know the other lodger who lives on the first floor? Ah, yes. A gentleman named Natsume. Oh, more worthy a polemus than my battle of words never could there be. Sorry, battle, did you say? What? Who is the stronger, Hamlet or Macbeth? Mr. Natsume and I sparred long into the night. I see. That's hilarious. This is like the precursor to epic rap battles of history.
Oh, God.
Epic wrestling battles of history.
Yeah. Also, thanks to Haas for following. Sorry, it's a little late. Hehe. Thank you so much for following. I don't fully understand, but it says Mr. Natsume and this gentleman are acquaintances at least. So, fair maiden. So, good gentleman. I can tarry here no longer. Fare thee well! Okay. Thank you.
Oh,
Go away. I didn't
See
really
ya.
understand him, but I think he's returned to his room. It seems he's unaware of what's happened to Mr. Natsume, so he can't really help us. With Solseki-san and that man as lodgers, the GARRIDEBS house is certainly full of eccentrics. Anyway, I'll go and find a carriage. Yes, I'm sure Mr. Natsume is eagerly waiting our return. Let's hope we can get to the prison before visiting hours are over. Sweat. We did it.
Oh, who want to take him?
Wait, who was
I
in
mean-
before?
Okay,
me.
great.
Yeah, Sony wasn't before.
I was
so
okay. That's yeah, I remember now.
just go sneak. Do your best.
Oh, it's you. You're here. You came. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
I told you
Oh,
not to
boy.
call me that.
I can't believe you came back. I'm so touched.
I can't believe you said you'd call me that again. God damn it. We are so sorry to have kept you waiting, Miss Natsume.
Oh no, think nothing of it. Relax.
Please.
If I were a cat, I would purr with pleasure at the company's
Oh,
fine
no, don't talk like
compatriots.
that.
Noble, nurturing, never-failing Nipponese.
Oh no, let's not get carried away.
Oh, I quite agree. There's nothing more reassuring than the familiarity of one native's land. On the other hand,
God damn it.
it's through friendship transcending international borders that one truly appreciates the fact. Such is my belief, at least. It's you! The miserable rotten spy, Herlock Sholmes!
Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing here?
I have no intention of doing anything, per se. Save observing, of course.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Sholmes?
Well,
What are you-
having encountered some curious reading material in a gloomful room.
What are you on about?
Having unmasked the secret identity of that eccentric pair. I said I should drop in on my way home to see how our divested friend is faring. Gloomful room? At least your accommodation here offers a window, my dear fellow. In that sense, it is the superior option. Anyway, I must commend you in your taste in books. My day has been a delight and cost me not a penny. Ah! You! How dare you, Herlock Sholmes! I've had it.
Okay.
Through. I'm at the end of my rope. I should never have come to Great Britain. It was a terrible mistake. Haunted by spirits in those accursed lodgings. No doubt my luck will be cursing tomorrow's trial as well. Whole life is be damned. Whoop.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo? He mentioned that once before, didn't he? That his lodgings were cursed, I mean. Yeah, what's that about? What about it?
And there is much truth in Mr. Mustache's words.
What?
Curse is a wholly appropriate description, I would say. For the man's lodgings, and indeed for tomorrow's trial.
What's that supposed to mean? Oh my god.
Sicky.
Yeah.
Just a little cat boy.
Yeah, just let the cat boy live, man. Mr. Natsume, what did you mean by what you said just now? About the trial tomorrow being cursed.
Oh no, why are you looking so grave? You're making me nervous. I was just getting carried away, that's all. I didn't mean anything by it.
Oh, I see. This really agitated him.
You don't mean the trial really is cursed somehow?
Let's not tell him about Barrock, shall we?
Oh, well.
God damn it. You! Okay. You, the king of saying shit that should not be said.
Yeah,
Are you referring to the prosecutor? The Reaper of the Bailey?
Real tactful.
Real tactful.
The Reaper? Oh no, what do you mean?
I'm exactly what I say. He's the Reaper. He kills people. Anyways. Moving on.
Please, tell me. Summarize it succinctly in 16 salient words.
No defendant has ever survived a trial in which the Reaper stands for the prosecution. Ever.
Oh my goodness, can it really be true? That was 16 words exactly.
Is this the time to be impressed?
Yes.
Yesterday, Mr. Naruhodo successfully defended someone against the Reaper. But then, after the trial was over, the defendant passed away in unusual circumstances.
Yeah,
Mr.
that's
McGildy.
really reassuring.
Yep.
Right?
So that I'm sure that's really helping Saseki. What?
Yeah, that'd be my reaction. If that were me.
I'm impressed, Mr. Sado. You have an eye for detail.
Actually, the Lord Chief Justice told us. Mr. Sholmes, surely it can't be that having failed to have the accused convicted, Lord Renseeks killed the man himself? Oh no, he couldn't have, surely. That's not my name.
You have some wonderful notions.
Is this the time to be laughing? Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
The man isn't a mass murderer. He's a court prosecutor, my dear fellow.
Oh yes, why of course he is.
Of course he is. Then why are you trying to scare me?
Yeah, I think that's pretty unfair to her log actually explaining
Could be
stuff.
said, however, that the real truth about men is even more terrifying than your hypothesis.
Okay. What on earth do you mean by that? I don't want to know. What about him?
Reaper. 1/6 is quite an exceptional man. However, in London courts of law, exceptional does not equate to winning every case without exception.
I see.
That's good.
So 6 looked like he's going to cry tears of joy.
As you are no doubt aware, in a British criminal trial there is both a judge and jury. The judge officiates based on whether the letter of the law, whilst jury offers public opinion and common sense. Common sense.
Common sense.
It is an excellent system, whereby the defendant's guilt is considered from several points of view.
I don't know if that's the word I would use, but okay.
However, public opinion in particular is somewhat easily manipulated.
Oh no!
No.
You don't say so. The jury is gullible?
What?
What? Right.
Criminals and corrupt lawyers, for that matter, can use it to their advantage. By any means at their disposal, contriving evidence, calling imposters as witnesses, and so on. By such underhand means, those who would want you are able to sway the jury. Which means that even in the light of irrefutable evidence, the prosecution can fail.
But it means the wrong verdict can be passed.
And sadly, it is from time to time, my dear madam. It's simply the reality of the situation.
And that's alright? You just okay with that?
However, those indicted by Lorban Sikhs cannot escape justice. Their fate is sealed.
Oh my! Exciting!
Though the education may see them leave the courtroom with their freedom. Within months, they all disappear. It is most striking. Disappear? But how? How, by all manner of misfortune, sir? Perhaps they are trampled under a passing carriage. Perhaps they fall into the Thames and drown.
Oh god!
Oh wow.
Perhaps they are suddenly overcome by a raging fever. Or perhaps attacked by highwaymen.
What?
Oh no.
That all sounds not great.
All examples of the reality of events here in London, I'm afraid, Mr. Naruhodo. I knew it. I'm a dead total down for doomed.
I love him so much. When you said accursed lodgings before, you were referring to your room at Mr. GARRIDEBS' house, I assume? Do you mean to say you believe the place is cursed?
It's been a year now since I came to Great Britain. But I'd only been in London a week before I started to notice strange feelings in myself.
That didn't take long then.
Everywhere I looked, there were foreign faces staring at me, laughing behind my back. I was sure people were talking about me. I was starting to become nervous about going outside. They were always staring at me all the time, from dawn till dusk. So I shut myself away in my room, but even that didn't help. The fear wouldn't go away.
You must have been very lonely, having been away from your homeland for such a long, long time.
I've had to move a number of times, most recently to that room in Briar Road a week ago now.
Yes, why do you choose there? It seems a little inconvenient.
The rent is cheap, and I have so little money it appealed to me straight away. Of course, I asked why it was so affordable. The lander just simpered and said, "The room is cursed." Oops.
Oops! Whoopsie doodle!
He quickly tried to cover his mistake, but it was too late. So I told him, "If you have something to say, then say it. But if not, don't mention it in the first place."
But if you don't have anything to say, then don't say it! Yes, well said.
But it was true. It was all true.
You mean the room really is cursed then?
Ever since I moved into that windowless hellhole. My sleep has been plagued with nightmares. I wake feeling as though I'm being choked to death.
Oh god.
And in my waking hours, people are stabbing in front of me as I walk down the street. I'm Brenda the Killer, thrown in prison. Nobody wants to know me. I'm surrounded by scary, sinister spirits. If only there was someone, just one person on my side. Can no one find it his or her heart to believe me? Really, no one at all?
To believe. Yes, to believe. Mr. Sholmes.
Me, Mr. Naruhodo. Pray, what can I do for you?
It's about the case on the SS Buria. Do you recall?
The Buria. Ah, that case, the one with the snake?
Well, yes. At that time, I was the suspect. But you believed in me and listened to my side of the story. And you helped us to investigate.
I did I? Interesting.
What I want to know is, why? Why did you believe me?
I see, yes. You mean... because you were a grimly dressed, shady Eastern fellow found with the victim in a locked room?
Well, if you like, yes. Let's go with that. It's fine. I'm fine.
I'm surprised that the answer requires explanation, my dear fellow. It's quite simple, really. You said I didn't do it.
But I could have been lying. Surely you must have had your doubts. You must have suspected me a little.
I think perhaps you have misunderstood. I never recall believing in you, nor in that which you were telling me.
What? Wait?
You see, the only things I believe in are those I choose to believe in.
What do you mean, Mr. Sholmes? What are you on about?
I make up my own mind about what is to be believed and what is not. If I should like to believe in something, I do. The circumstances hang as far as I'm concerned.
Oh my god, I have the top tier badge.
Yeah.
Yay! But I could have betrayed your trust.
In that case, I should have made an elementary error of judgment, nothing more. Betrayal of trust is an overused excuse, in my opinion.
Meaning?
Whether or not one should trust another is, in the final analysis, down to oneself. It is a matter of whether or not one can trust oneself. Yes, yes, he's right. He's right, the local student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
God damn it, can we stop that with that name? Whether or not I can't believe myself.
It's the accurate representation of what you are.
Okay. Do I do the joke thing? No. Just go, Sony. Just go, Sony.
A defense lawyer is only as good as his faith in his client. And that comes down to how much faith he has in himself.
Stop being so cute, goddammit. Come back already! I don't care, come back from the dead. I'm gonna find him and I'm gonna revive him and it's gonna be a crime against humanity. You were so right, Kazuma. You were always right. Every single time. I did anything.
Right. I love you. I mean...
What?
Well, my dear fellows...
It always does that. I wanted to...
Then don't do that.
Sometimes I have to look... Yeah, sorry, here we go.
Well, my dear fellows, it is time we were leaving, I believe.
Already?
Visiting hours are over. The guard will be here shortly to escort us out. There's a restaurant near here that serves excellent trout. Would you care to join me?
He can't.
Oh dear, there's never enough time, is there?
Mr. Natsume, if you'd like, in the trial tomorrow, I'd be happy to represent you.
Welcome student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Is that hard to say? As I said, I only experienced the British courtroom for the first time yesterday. And although the man I was representing was found not guilty, I lost sight of something crucial.
Something crucial?
What to believe in? The defendant, justice, or the truth? How to believe, even. But I think I finally worked it out. I've decided I must believe in myself above all else, to trust my instincts.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo.
And my instincts are telling me that you, Mr. Natsume, are innocent of this crime. And it's imperative that we prove that in court.
Welcome student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Sony records a sound bit so we can just play it.
Yeah.
I'll fight for your innocence until the bitter end, with every weapon available to me. Like I have this rapier, and this axe, and this hammer, and... Sorry. So I hope you'll permit me to represent you tomorrow.
As I said when we first met, I'd like to entrust my fate to someone who will listen to me in my native tongue.
Of course, Mr. Natsume.
It would be fair to say, Mr. Naruhodo, that your mind was, in many ways, made up from the outset. You merely needed the events of today to fully realize it.
Yes, I think you're right about that. It's been a roundabout journey, but I got there in the end. Wait, come on. Come on. Oh, god damn it. The one. Yeah, okay.
Youch.
Miss Supple,
Yes?
would you be willing to stand by my side tomorrow and help me in court?
Absolutely! As I said this morning, you may consider me your personal judicial assistant. Yay!
So cute.
The shocking events of yesterday's trial still weigh heavily on my mind, but it's time to stop looking backwards. Kazuma believed in me, and Mr. Sholmes believes in me now too. So it's time time that I learned to believe in myself. Souseki-san has no one. He's all alone. So it's my job to help him, to fight his corner. Tomorrow, in the courtroom. With all the strength I can muster.
Yeah! Woo!
Sorry. I love him.
To be continued.
To be continued. Okay, let's go. Oh, I'll get my chalice counter ready.
You thirsty?
Yes. Let's go, family. 20th of February, 9:23 a.m. The Old Bailey. Defendant's antechamber. Whoa! I remembered it this time. Well, I never expected this. Would have thought we'd be back here again so soon.
We are on a study tour of Great Britain with the intention of learning the country's legal practices. In order to research the latest court procedures here, we need as much court experience as possible.
Well, yes, I suppose it's true, but for the person at the dock, it may well be his or her one and only time in court, and it could be life-changing. In which case, treating it as research may seem a little crass.
Oh, when you put it there like that, you're quite right.
Good morning.
Okay, it's him, thank God. Oh, Mr. Natsume, good morning.
Oh dear, are you alright? Your eyes are terribly bloodshot.
The early bird catches the worm, as they say here in Britain.
Yes, I've heard that expression.
But I really don't want to catch a worm. So I tried desperately not to wake up early, but I was so worried I couldn't catch a wink. And now I'm absolutely exhausted as a result.
Ah yes, the ages of taking things literally. Do all literary people take things so literally?
Ha!
Sorry.
Thank you for putting your faith in us today, Mr. Natsume.
I wish I had 9 lives. Co-feature hangs in the balance. I'm too terrified to tremble.
Really? Because I can feel the tremors in the floor.
I can't do this. I can't take it. Although, welcome to the Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
Yes?
I got a glimpse of the public library as I walked by the courtroom. Looked like the opening night of the opera. There were so many people. I have no idea my case was such a notorious affair here in London.
Oh, neither did I. I guess it's because Barrock is there. I don't think they're there because he's like, oh my god, he's like the famous prosecutor. I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah.
Kill me too, Mr. Van Seeks. Anyways.
Going to...
Do you know why that might be, Mrs. Sato?
I'm sorry,
in the
Mr.
gallery.
Naruhodo, but I have no idea.
So that all-knowing look on your face is just coincidence, then, is it?
Don't hide the truth from me. It's because of the Reaper, isn't it?
Lord Van Seeks? He didn't even know. He doesn't even fucking know! He lacks critical information. Is that right, Mrs. Sato?
I purchased as many different newspapers as I could find this morning, and yes. Lord Van Seeks is the front page of every one.
I knew it.
Sometime after the prosecutor was dubbed the Reaper of the Bailey, he stopped appearing in court, it seems. It's been several years now, in fact, until the day before yesterday.
Yes, Inspector Gregson told us something similar, didn't he? A trial 2 days ago marked Lord Van Seeks returned to the courtroom after a very long hiatus. Trial of Magnus McGilded. Ugh, what a harrowing experience that was.
I believe that appearance made even greater waves here in the capital than today's.
I wouldn't have realized, of course, having only just arrived in the country.
Why is the Reaper back in the Bailey so soon, for what appears to be a mundane murder? That's the question the papers are asking, and they're all speculating various answers.
Mundane? Mundane? It's the most significant saga of the century to some of us.
Oh dear. I meant no offense, Mr. Natsume, but that is how the papers are describing it.
Well, lest we also forget the fact that it sparked an international incident. Obviously, the reappearance of this infamous prosecutor has caught people's attention. There's a blatant similarity with the trial of 2 days ago.
Yes, I agree.
Welcome, student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. It's you.
Me? Well, I suppose that's true.
Both times, it is you who stands against this legendary prosecutor. It can only mean that you're friends with the Reaper.
I would never cheat! Oh my god. I can't believe what you're accusing me of. Please! I don't rub shoulders with Deathbringers! God damn it, you really gotta... Wow. Really gotta hammer it in, he has no friends, huh?
I'm afraid that there's really only one other explanation. It can only be another example, Mr. Naruhodo, of your uncommon bad luck.
Thanks for that.
Oh, this is just my luck. Why must I be represented by men in such frail fortune? By the least lucky lawyer alive.
Not a full alliteration. F. For
Should have been
fail. Anyways. Well, let's not forget that it was you, Mr. Natsume, who asked me to represent you. Yes, it's true that I'm just a student here to London with little in way of experience or skills or luck.
Or friends.
But I promise you this. I will fight your corner until the bitter end. And I will believe in you, Mr. Natsume.
Oh, benevolent locum student Mr. Naruhodo Esquire.
There he goes again!
Whatever happens, we will always be on your side.
Oh, benevolent non-locum assistant Miss Mikotowa Esquires.
You must have a...
I am in your debt forever. I shall never forget this.
Mr. Natsume! Counsel for the defense! The court session is about to begin! Kindly make your way to the courtroom at once!
Sorry.
I see.
I'm sorry. If you want me to stop doing that, I will.
Oh, no. God forbid.
Go ahead.
Because I am thoroughly enjoying the stupid bailiff voice. Alright then, Mr. Natsume. It's time. Let's go.
Yes!
His teeth must be very strong. This is it. My second appearance in a British courtroom. And my second trial against the Reaper. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. God damn it. Because this time, I won't let my faith waver. I'll believe in my clients to the last. Just like you believed in me. I believe I can do this now. I'm ready for this fight!
So gay.
He's so gay. Oh, Thad! Hello! Hi!
Hey.
How are you doing? We are doing law business.
What?
Lol.
Yeah. Woo. Oh my god, I see a familiar face up there in the jury. Oh, I'm doing great. Wait, who was... Do you want to... RJ, go.
Okay. In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed.
We are about to start a good old case over here. It's gonna be very fun. We're fighting against a vampire.
The prosecution is fully prepared, my lord.
The defense is ready, my lord! He's like, why are you back?
The Nipponese are truly fascinating breed.
Sorry, what? I feel like you're way more fascinating right now. What are you doing, dude?
Lord Strongheart has told me all
Drama
about
kid.
you. But you're a student who arrived in London but 2 days ago, a mere amateur.
Do you have a point?
Being a compatriot, you feel compelled to try to help the accused, I suppose. Typical Nipponese arrogance.
Oh, dang.
Huh.
If you can't sleep, you are
Okay.
welcome to come hang out in the stream. Also, please stop being racist, Fancy.
Forgive me, but I do not believe arrogance is an appropriate description.
Sato-san, thank you.
After all, at our previous encounter, the defendant was found to be innocent.
Oh, I'm about to throw my drink right now.
Tigu, it's
I'm
a
good.
child now.
Chalice, chalice, chalice. Whoop, whoop.
Very true, and most fascinating, if dark, trial it was too. The tragic conclusion came later, of course.
Come on, throw it so I can add it to the counter.
Here's to the acquitted and his unfortunate violent end.
And he just yeets it. Why is she up there? Oh wait, that was fair play, right? He's juror 1. God damn it.
Thank
Arrgh!
you, councils. I see both sides are in fine fettle. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, are you ready to carry out your duties here in court as impartial members of the public?
I guess RJ, you can take him. I think
You never
this
know
was-
when you might be down on your luck, but I believe in fair play for everyone.
I guess I'll take her since we already have one for Joan.
Well, I must warn you, I'm rather more ruthless than I appear.
Oh well, not me. What you see is what you get. I'm a peace-loving fellow.
I'm afraid to say, I think it's quite possible the mustache foreigner did it. Come on, what are you waiting for? No doubt he did it anyway.
This old man.
Yeah, that
Sorry.
was a dog.
Fucking gnome.
That was a
Didn't
dog.
quite catch that.
Okay, yeah, I think it's best that I only take one juror. That's only since I'm doing both you and Susie.
Oh, let's not count on that because there's a lot of overlap.
I know.
Very well, let us proceed. Your opening statement, if you please, Lord Van Zeeks.
Very recently, Great Britain signed an alliance with rising power in the Far East. The accused in the dock today is a student from that same land, a certain Mr. Sasaki Natsume.
Eat it, come on.
And while our country has extended this foreign student the warmest of welcomes, regrettably the kindness has not been returned. In fact, the student is accused of most sinister act
Yeah! Add it to the
of
counter.
plunging a knife into the back of innocent woman who was doing nothing but walking down the street.
Add it to the
Fireball.
counter.
A knife crime? I tell you from bitter experiences, those are the worst. Bloody oath they are.
Of course you'd say that.
Just look at the sallow complexion and short stature. He's one of those dreadful Japanese.
Oh my god.
Oh
Shut
man.
up. Oh ma'am.
Come on, let's get this over with. With me
Ma'am!
now, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Ma'am!
Sorry. Didn't quite catch that.
Ray, forgive the discourtesy of smashing my hallowed chalice here in this great chamber.
Why does he apologize at this point? Why even?
Allow me to call the first witness to the stand.
Very well. Bailiff, leave the inspector in, please.
Oh great. Greggy in it. Greggy in it!
And your name and occupation, please.
Wait, who was him again? Was that Johnny too?
I think it was Johnny.
Yeah, RJ,
Oh,
do you
wow.
want to take Inspector?
Sure. Yes,
Sure.
sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard.
I think Gregson is going to be the character with most voices.
Yeah, I think everyone has had a crack at him at this point.
Would you please summarize the events of the case for the court, Inspector?
The victim is thought to be of a young woman in her 20s by the name of Olive Green.
Oh, really?
I beg your pardon, Inspector? Thought to be? Yes, having been stabbed in the back by her attacker's knife, the victim fell unconscious.
I see.
That was 3 days ago now, and she's been comatose ever since.
What? So they don't even know who she is for sure? Dang.
Comatose. I see. But her life is not in danger?
Fortunately for the Eastern student, the charge will not be murder.
Yeah, it isn't even a murder case. People keep saying it's like a murder case. It's not a murder case. She isn't dead.
I mean, it was like a murder case, so it might as well.
We might as well
right,
just say
elaborate
she's
on
dead,
the details.
like, for the fuck of it.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a murder case when Barack Obama.
Sir, if I could ask everyone to look at this street map. As I mentioned, the incident took place 3 days ago, at around 5 in the afternoon. It happened on the pavement running alongside Briar Road, a wide thoroughfare for horse-drawn vehicles. It had no long since stopped snowing as the victim, Miss Green, was walking down the street. Out of the blue, she was approached from behind and accused and stabbed in the back.
I see.
Luckily, the young lady's life was spared, and she's currently being treated in one of the city's hospitals. But being unconscious as she is, would have been able to take a statement from her, of course. This is the case file with everything we know about the victim so far. Thank you, Inspector. The court will accept the documents as evidence if you please.
Case file. Okay. Let's take a look at that
What of the weapon that was used?
later.
Sir, I have that here. It was removed from the victim's back.
Ouch. That big finger started to make me scared to walk down the street now. Sweat.
But a heavy being like that, almost anybody would have been able to stab the poor woman.
Even the scragged-looking Sorcerer-san, I suppose.
A common or garden jackknife, I would say. Rather non-descriptive. Thank you, Inspector. The court accepts the blade as evidence.
Jackknife.
Now then, what do we know of the motive? Money or valuables, I presume? From what we can tell by looking at the woman's possessions, it seems like she's a poor student herself. Hard to imagine she would have had anything much worth pinching, my lord. Well, I see. Well, in that case, are we looking at some deep-seated resentment towards the victim? I'm afraid I couldn't say.
That's so weird.
Apart from visiting second-hand bookshops, the defendant, Mr. Natsumi, doesn't appear to get out much. At this moment in time, we haven't been able to establish any sort of connection between him and the victim.
Yes, me, pygmy!
If theft and grievance have been ruled out as the motive, what reason could Mr. Natsumi possibly have had for stabbing the young woman? Yet you arrested the man in spite of that. In a totally unjustified and heavy-handed way.
Oh.
I'm gonna count that one. On the
Ow, what the fuck?!
Ray, forgive the discourtesy of flinging a freshly uncorked bottle into the public gallery.
You know how much that's gonna stain? That's white wood back there.
Don't worry, I am at someone. You know who.
Herlock, probably.
Freaking janitor's like, God, hell.
God damn
The
it.
word of sword is Hollow Bouquet.
I was so happy when he retired, and then he just had to come back.
But it is you, my learned friend, who is being heavy-handed here. Oh, I think
What?
he retired because he didn't have wine left, so he needed 10 years to,
To replenish his wine cellar,
Yep.
probably.
Scotland Yard does not arrest people without good cause. That should be beyond question. Inspector Gregson, the prosecution calls for your formal testimony. Explain to the court precisely why the constabulary came to arrest the Nipponese student.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Natsumi's arrest.
As I said, it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the incident occurred, and there was an unusually light fog. Visibility was reasonably good, and there was no one else about the victim and this accused. Out of the blue, the victim was stabbed from behind and subsequently collapsed on the pavement.
Okay.
The accused ran off, scattering his belongings all over the floor. Those being a number of old books he just bought. He was on his way home from a bookshop, it seems. It was just a matter of working out who the books belonged to, and we found the bloke to arrest him. Old books, you say?
Old boots.
Yes, my lord. I have a photograph here of the scene of the crime, taken immediately after the incident.
Well, you didn't even fucking help her. Gotta take a picture first!
Ah, yes, I can clearly see the books to which you are referring. I will take that photographic print as evidence, please, Inspector.
Alright!
You Nipponese are a spineless breed, too cowardly to admit defeat. Denying everything despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary.
Well,
Forgive me, Lord Van Seeks, but the defendant is not denying everything, as you put it.
What are you doing, Mrs. Sato? Stop!
Do go on.
Mr. Natsume has admitted to playing some part in the incident. Isn't that right, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, now you mention it. When we visited him in the prison yesterday, he did tell us what had all happened.
Snee.
Oh. As I was walking on that accursed pavement, I could make out the sole silhouette of another ahead of me. A woman wearing a green overcoat she was, and just as I went to overtake her, she suddenly let out a scream and collapsed into the cold, hard slabs of stone at my feet. I was terrified. I had to get away from there. So I ran as fast as my leg would carry me back to my accursed lodgings.
A green overcoat?
I think that was you, Sony.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
It's okay.
That's
That's
exactly what the woman in that print is wearing.
Oh my, a photographic print in full color. What will the world come up with next?
Moving pictures in color? No. The defendant
No
has done
way.
nothing more than admit he fled the scene of the terrifying incident. That does not mean that he's guilty of the heinous crime of stabbing the woman in the back.
There was nobody else there at the time. Just two of them, the victim and the accused.
And the ghost with the knife!
The ghost of Christmas past, yes, we know. In other words, there is nobody else who could possibly have stabbed the woman. A fact that the accused concedes.
Seems this cross-examination could prove to be pivotal, counsel.
You don't say.
Proceed, please.
Yes, my lord. Nothing for it. I have to use this cross-examination to turn the tables here. It's our only chance. Turn the case upside doodle.
No, just the table. Just the table.
No! Okay. Well, let's examine all of this shit. That's sure. Sure, some books in this one. Oh, that's a knife. Rip.
That's a knife.
That's a knife. And some cute little shoes. She is just adorable in it. Knife. You wanna look at the knife? Shoot?
You're
Smith's missing a piece.
so happy to see me.
Oh, yeah.
There's
Look,
what?
it's missing the tip.
Oh,
tip's like...
yeah.
It looks
You're
like
right.
It's dipping.
Oh, the camera's another hurdle. Just at the tip. A small piece of the blade appears to be missing.
You're right. Well spotted, Mrs. Sato.
I wonder what could have happened to it.
Yes, you don't think it could still be lodged in the victim, do you?
Oh dear, I do hope not. That sounds terribly painful.
Nothing else?
Other than the
Nothing
broken tip, I don't see anything else in this.
Yeah, I think that's it.
else? Oh, okay. Nope. Okay. What about this shit? Okay. Details. Incident report details. Young woman rendered unconscious following a stab wound in the back. Victim olive green. Female stab build early 20s. Location pavement of Briar Road, east side. Reporting officer Rolly Beat. Okay. Additional notes. The victim remains unconscious. Her name was gleaned from her personal effects. Other details are unknown. Apart from a single stab wound from the large knife, no other signs of injury were observed. The assailant was seen running away by the reporting officer and was successfully arrested the following day. Okay. East side. Aye, sir.
Picture of Monsieur Lecoq.
Stop!
What? I just read the name.
Oh, wrong one. East side. There. That's a dainty little. I guess this is his house then. Wow. He literally lived right next to it. Okay, Mr. Nasa, Mr. Restless. 5 in the afternoon. Fog. Okay. Okay. Guess we'll just go through and press the whole thing. A light fog, you say?
Oh. Well, light for London. You can see the opposite side of the street for once. Not much farther, though.
That's light, is it?
Around these parts, yes. Not something I expect a Japanese fellow like yourself to know, of course.
I've read that London is famous for its fog. But in my country, people usually imagine that gives the city a rather beautiful appearance.
How
Argo.
quaint.
How quaint.
Yes, well, it's not something us Londoners tend to romanticize, as I expect you can appreciate.
I see.
At this time of the year, the fog causes a large number of accidents, especially when it's heavy. Sometimes you can't even see your own hands at the end of your arm. Indeed. The other day, I was very nearly trampled by horses where I could see the carriage they were pulling.
Santa Judge out here living the dangerous life. Sato-san and I should definitely remember to stop, look, and listen.
However, on the day that concerned us, the fog was somewhat lighter than usual. A fact no doubt lamented by the accused.
No. Okay. Mata. 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 How are you able to state that with any certainty?
Quite simply, my learned friend, because that is what the witnesses to this crime have told us.
Oh, yes. Inspector Gregson mentioned the witnesses yesterday, didn't he?
That's right. One of them is a policeman, I believe, from Scotland Yard.
That is correct, ma'am.
Ah! Then we must hear their testimony.
The prosecution will of course call them to the stand, should it be necessary.
But wait a minute. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon is in the middle of winter. It would have been dark already. No matter how light the fog might have been, no one could have seen...
I'm unaware of the situation on your tiny island in the east.
Is England bigger than Japan? Googles.
Who said that in the gallery?
Oh, sorry.
But here in the capital city of Great Britain, all main roads are illuminated in the night by gas streetlights.
Okay, let's just Google it. Japan's area is...
Who is Googling in the gallery? Stop it.
So Japan's size is
I just want to point out that people in the gallery-
377,975 square kilometers, and England's is 130,279. So Japan is almost 3 times as large as England. But I mean that only counts England and not the entirety. How big is all of Britain?
Let's start by
all
saying we
of
are called
Britain.
Great
If it's
Britain.
all of Britain, it's 242,495 square kilometers, which is still less than Japan. Anyways,
It's called Great Britain, gallery peasant.
unless of course they count the colonies, in which case, shut up. That doesn't count. Ah.
The prosecution believes there would have been ample light by which the witnesses the crime.
Quite. Here in London, for the first time in history, mankind has completely conquered the darkness.
Which means we really need to hear those witness statements. If I could just get through the fog of this cross-examination, maybe we'll be able to.
It seems the counsel for the defense is taking stock.
Perfect.
Continue with your testimony, Inspector.
Okay. Out of the blue, the wind sends stuff from behind. From behind, you say? Arde.
No, he went away.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right, as you can see from this print.
It's okay. Gregson, child has many voices over here. Okay. Do you want to take the judge too, then?
Yes, quite so, Inspector. The handle of the weapon is clearly protruding from the victim's back. And you say this poor woman, Miss Green, remains in critical condition, comatose no less. I'm afraid so, my lord, yes. She's being treated at Bart's. I was hopeful that she'd come around before the trial started so I could take a statement, but it wasn't to be. Yes, that's indeed a pity. I would have been most illuminated to hear the victim's own account of events.
Luck is our client's side, it seems.
On the contrary, my client has been exceedingly unlucky.
Your force of tone is seriously undermined by those disturbingly white
I'm
eyes,
back.
I'm afraid.
Hi,
Hey.
welcome back. Okay. Mr. Natsume's belongings,
I think you will find it's all there in the photographic print of the crime scene. Yes, the 3 books on the floor. That's right, my lord. Second-hand books they were. Irreparable?
yeah, irreparably. That's a word.
Irreparably damaged after falling in the snow, of course. Damn snow.
Damn, Snow.
The accused could easily have carried all 3 books in one hand, which means his other hand would have been free to wield a knife, for example.
He's very clever, isn't he?
What do you mean?
He's made it extremely hard for you to assert that Mr. Natsume had his hand full with his books. He's managed to close the one avenue of escape we might have had before we even knew it was there.
Oh, sorry. Wait a moment, I was answering a message.
It's okay.
You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings to eat? Let me say that again. You mean to say that the defendant was holding his belongings as he thrust the knife into the woman's back? That must be what happened, my lord. Yes.
The defendant apparently visits the second-hand bookshop on a daily basis.
Yes, so I understand. A shop full of old English literature.
I commend the accused on the lofty subject matter of his scholarly attention.
The bloke's room was stacked floor to ceiling with those musty old books.
Can you tell us more about the bookshop in question, please, Inspector?
Well, if I must, I'll have to ask you to look at the street map again, I'm afraid. The closest second-hand bookshop to the accused lodgings in this place here, Bourbon Books. A little place on the corner of Briar Road and
Meerschaum?
Meerschaum.
Yeah.
Meerschaum Street.
I think it's German. That's my theory.
As it happens, the accused is currently living in lodgings on the other side of the Briar Road at the opposite end. Which means it doesn't take a genius to work out the route he would have taken home. Something like this.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait. Something seems wrong.
Yes, I concur with your conclusion, Inspector. The defendant would certainly have passed the scene of the crime on his way home from that particular shop.
Mr. Naruhodo, I think that what the inspector just told us could turn out to be of vital importance.
Yes, I agree. The most important point that the inspector just made being the bookshop. I think it's the name. I think there's some. Wait, this one. I think. Your book. Yeah, it was a different. Yeah.
It's a different one.
The name of the bookshop. Inspector Gregson, may I ask you a favor?
Oh, sorry,
It's okay.
Yeah. I was singing along with the music and didn't even realize I was up.
You're just chilling with the
What?
Ace Attorney tunes?
Yeah.
Would you kindly add the name of the bookshop to your formal testimony, please? I believe it may be of vital importance.
Maybe.
Oh, well, you know. I mean, yes! It could be a very important clue. I love him. I love him and his little...
Very well. Not that I can see it being any of great significance. Please revise your testimony accordingly, Inspector. Yes, sir, my lord. Whatever you say.
Could the man be any more sardonic? Yeah, so I think we need to present this.
I think so.
Your books. 17 feet. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. Let's just send it. Idiotic! If I could just stop you there, Inspector Gregson.
What is this, sunshine? I'm a busy man, you know. Does he have french fries in his hand? What is that?
Fish and chips! Fish and chips, come on!
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. I'm joking. It's a joke. It's a slash J.
Of course.
It's not a joke. How dare you?
The joke.
What else?
I'm a
could it
joke.
be?
Me too.
This is a receipt that we found in Mr. Natsume's room. It was issued on the day of the incident and details the purchase of 3 second-hand books.
And you found that in the accused room, did you?
Yes, but the point is not where the receipt was found, but the name of the shop printed on it.
Go on.
This receipt was issued from a bookshop called Your Books.
Your books. Y-O-R-E, I presume.
Yes, my lord. So Mr. Natsume did indeed purchase a number of books at a second-hand bookshop that day. However, the bookshop in question was not Bourbon Books.
What?
What?
Careful, you're gonna crush your food. Inspector!
He said, do you know of
Sorry.
this bookshop? I'm sorry, I accidentally clicked.
Yes, sir. Your Books is another secondhand bookshop not far from Bourbon Books. It's just that... Well, it's such a small place, I didn't think the accused would have known about it.
But in fact, that is the bookshop which the defendant visited on the day in question. And just received proof set.
Yes, for what difference it makes. Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis.
I disagree. I mean, after all,
I have the street map here, if that might be of help.
Oh, yes, thank you. Have a look at this, please. If the defendant had been returning from Bourbon Books, then yes, he would almost certainly have passed the place where Miss Green was attacked. However, if we take into account the fact that he was actually at another bookshop, Your Books, it may very well turn out that he wouldn't have passed that location at all.
Could that be true?
My. It rather depends on where this other bookshop is, but I do declare it may be a possibility.
Is that right, Mr. Lawyer, sir? What you just said?
Absolutely. It absolutely could be right.
Absolutely could be.
He's doing his best.
Inspector Gregson, where is this Your Books establishment? Well, we obviously looked into that. It turns out that Your Books is just here on the next corner of Meerschaum Street going east.
Yeah, I mean, that very well means that he might have gone the other way around, I guess. And there you have it! As you can clearly see now. Oh. He's gonna get drunk?
Let me enjoy it. My learned Neptunese friend is obviously in training to be a clown. The way he regales us with such witticism. You're not a clown, you're an entire circus. So your future career in the circus.
I wasn't even paying attention. I was trying to get Mina stream up. I didn't even realize that wasn't an actual line. I jumped out of my chair. I'm not even kidding. I was like, he did not just say that.
I will ad-lib a lot.
Yeah. Look, Argo ad-libs a whole lot of Svenseeks, especially.
Yes.
You put that glass down.
When we played the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You put that glass down now, I'll put it down for you!
I didn't think I need to spell it out, but here we go. If the accused was coming home from Your Books instead of Bourbon Books.
Whose books?
Your Books. There's no doubt he still would have passed the place where the victim was stabbed.
Wait, what if you went the other way?
Yes, thank you, Inspector.
Allow me to reiterate for my learned, if somewhat slow, Nipponese friend.
You leave me alone. This one counts.
Oh,
That's 5. We are at 5.
Excuse me? Who said that? What do you mean 5? Wherever the man purchased his musty tomes, it makes no difference in the final analysis. As I said before, it's exactly the player hand. As I suspected, you can't fool me. I don't suggest you try.
She's gonna kill
And a
someone.
fight? What did I say, eh? I've had enough of this now.
Beg your pardon, terribly sorry. Would you mind repeating that?
Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't give up.
What do you mean?
If the prosecution's assertion is correct, the members of the jury may very well decide that Mr. Nussum is guilty.
Oh, she's absolutely right.
We must think. We must consider the assertion just put forward by the prosecution very, very carefully.
I claim Soul Sigerson must have passed the location of the incident on his way home from Your Books, but Objection! I'm gonna object. But if I can object, I will. You in a nutshell. The assertion just made by the prosecution is fundamentally flawed.
Yeah, that's so true. Dot, 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 dot.
Dot, dot, dot.
Explain yourself, counsel.
Yes, my lord. You can see what I mean on this map. When returning from your books to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume could have followed the route suggested by the prosecution. However, this isn't the only conceivable route to take between the two places. If the defendant used these streets, look what happens. He arrives back at his lodgings without passing the location where the victim was attacked.
Talking back to a clown is a fool's errand, of course. However, I feel compelled to point that route is what is commonly referred as the long way around.
Ah.
On a cold winter's night, why would any man choose to take a longer route home?
Well,
The answer is extremely simple. He wouldn't. In other words, the accused took the obvious route back to his lodgings, and it's obvious perpetrator of this crime.
But, aha, yes, I've got it. Obviously, we must ask the man himself, as Mr. Natsume which route he took home.
I have already informed the court of the accused's response to such questionings. He claims he has no recollection.
Natsume, please.
That's right. As I said, the bloke seems to spend his time outside wandering aimlessly from A to B. That day was no exception. He says he doesn't remember where he was or which route he took home.
God damn it. I don't believe this!
Wait.
Don't be such a... I hate you.
It's fucking dead.
One day, it's gonna be too much for him and his heart's just gonna explode
Just
from the
throwing
shock.
force lightning his way. Like,
He's gonna get thrown through the wall.
I thank you, my dead friend.
I just want an Ace Attorney. I just want an Ace Attorney where someone gets thrown against the wall from the powerful finger that they go through the wall. They go through the wall and they land outside. Yeah.
At least a Looney Tunes style hole.
Yeah. It's like, oh god damn.
Also, Mina, if you can take just a small second just to check.
Oh yeah, I checked it. It's nice. I like
That's
it.
good.
I'll check it. I'll check it in big later.
Yeah, sure.
But the small preview looked very cute. I like it. Okay. Sorry. I need to get back to tweet.
And suggest that we do not waste any more of the court's time by wandering aimlessly around this subject. Pray, what say you, insightful jurors?
But even if that is the case, the defense still... All of them.
Oh no.
Oh no, it was him. Okay.
I agree with Lord Van Zeeks. Wholeheartedly and in every way.
What? I don't believe it. Does this mean?
We members of the jury are completely convinced now.
I guess we're gonna do a summation examination.
Very well. In that case, I hereby call upon all members of the jury to present your findings to the court.
Oh my god, I remember that one juror who says it in a really funny way. I can't wait for him. Yusai.
Guilty.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It would appear the jury's leading is unanimous.
Unanimous. Time to summation examination.
The insightful members of the jury, I applaud your brave resolve. You serve Queen and country admirably.
Mr. Naruhodo.
No, not yet. This isn't over yet. I still have one last chance to sway the opinion of the jury. I have to tip the balance of those scales the other way. I have to turn this around. Somehow!
Those are those eyes of quarry not yet willing to give up and die.
Yep.
So I presume you intend to wield your rights again in this trial. You youngins and your rights of the defense written into a quated British law that should have been buried long ago.
Call it antiquated if you will, but it's the defense's prerogative to carry out a summation examination if it so chooses.
Very well, counsel. In accordance with the letter of the law, we shall proceed with a summonation examination.
But it's such a hard thing to say.
Yeah. Are the members of the jury ready, Mr. Foreman? Of course we're ready. I'm all too familiar with that Nipponese whippersnapper and his uncouth refusal to throw in his alley.
Oh, shut up! Stop being suspicious
Very well,
then. You could just not be a
Ladies and
sassy
gentlemen of the
backup.
jury.
Sorry.
Oh. You will You will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
He looks sus!
Oh god.
He's a sassy baka. Oh my god. Oh.
The juror's
Such a
contentions.
saucy baka.
Guys, please. Guys!
Anyways.
Anyways.
Fuck's sakes.
You guys,
For
you guys
pity's
Anyway.
sakes, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it himself, didn't he?
If he said that a woman in green collapsed before his eyes, why, it can only have been a victim.
The man could have gone around the houses on his way back to a bookshop, not in winter.
Oh, the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful! I really don't care. Can't we just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Your books, yes. Nice job, Dad. But bourbon books? No, not worth with it. Yeah.
What's going on in any of these? I agree.
With only minor exceptions, the reasons for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear.
They want to leave. By the
I'm
way,
busy.
you remember that post I've sent to some of you that I made on Facebook of me like being horny over the leg? Today is exactly 2 years since I posted that post and I got reminded of it on Facebook.
Wow, what a time.
Yep.
What
Lovely.
a freaking time. When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoats sink to the ground before his eyes.
Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant had then fled the scene. I must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already.
Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Why did you have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How could I possibly make a case for the defense? My suggestion, throwing knives.
Ridiculous.
He just like took the jackknife and he just strung it on a crossbow and just went.
Okay. That's okay.
I'm telling you.
Mr. Naruhodo! This is no time for grumbling. If we want to force the trial to continue...
Yes, I know. I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. We have no choice but to forge forward.
Let's go and summate examinate. Anyways.
What?
Yes, my lord.
And examinate.
Summate examinate. I just need to keep this trial going somehow. Whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke. You can do it.
Come on, Ryunosuke.
Oh my god, look at him. And his cute little face and his... Oh my god. Defense is rebuttal.
He must have such a crick in the back.
Excuse me, but... Aren't you...
Yes, that's right. I was in the witness's stand myself just 2 days ago.
Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. And it was all going swimmingly until you started fossicking around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of repute.
Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
Oh well, you know, water under the bridge.
Now there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop.
If I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history.
Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
You're right that at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Well, quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, the funny little new policeman with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
Let us not forget, madam. Lady, please. Is the mustache that bad? I think it looks fine.
Yes.
But let us not forget, madam. The defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. The man is obviously a liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie as you're suggesting, do you not think he would have concocted something more credible?
Oh, I really couldn't say. After all, you are foreign. Just to say what goes through your funny little minds.
God damn it, girl!
Okay.
Lady!
Go off, I guess. Jesus.
I can tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you wouldn't like it. And it's... Girl! Stop!
I do declare the man has already made an admission. He himself stated that there was nobody else around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could possibly have committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must be the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you are too kind, my lord.
Sorry, just a second. That went well for her. It's okay. He's just enjoying the music, the Sony. We just let him.
It's a good song. It's my favorite for a long time.
Let me mata the shit out of that one. But you can't deny that there were other rounds Mr. Nelson we could have taken back from your books.
Oh yes, like you drew on the map, you mean? What was it? Calabash Road or something?
Precisely.
It seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not.
Well, yes, that's true.
And at the moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there?
Dang, okay, man. You really gonna treat me like that?
Yes.
Sorry. No, I'm
Just
thinking.
take your time.
No, I'm
It's fine.
thinking of... Yeah, it's just that I had some urgent stuff to attend to.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes. Why is all this true?
So really, the only thing that makes sense is that he went home along Briar Road.
Ah! I'm supposed to be convincing you here!
I haven't given it a lot of thought, you know. I didn't just make up my mind on a whim like he did. That he did it. I mean, if there's some logical reason why he might have gone the Calabash Road way, it might be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in that case, honest I would.
The reason why Solstice might have taken the longer way home.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion without one.
Cause he's dumb.
I see. Oh. Okay. What are you doing here, Miss Garrideb? Just 1 second. Just some conversing with some stuff that I have to reply to. Doobie-doobie-doo.
Whatever is the matter, young man?
You see, you're the wife of Mr. Garrideb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Nutsum his room.
The master's wife? Where do you get your audacity? I'm the maid, you understand?
He's keeping up that charade. This is gonna be awkward. Why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you've been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean.
I was told to mention it anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I'm afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in the little over a week now.
Completely unbiased.
And at that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort.
What?
Wow. Spending all his time in the dark and dingy room, supporting that unscrupulous mustache. I'm telling you, sir, he's a diddler.
Shut up!
Never fix.
I bet he is.
On those 50 eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him.
There's only one neighbor, though.
I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something.
Wow.
Oh dear, poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a righty-ready dude.
Just right
Just a nerd. Let him read books in peace.
He's just a harmless bookworm, nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already. A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes.
Don't get clever with me now, son. My life's on the line too, and so is my family's.
Ah.
The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat, and neither do the wife and kids.
I see.
That's rough.
Oh, I see. That must be very hard.
I go to the union every morning to find out what needs doing. If you're late, and the work's taken, it's tough. This time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left, right, and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slog from dawn till dusk it is.
So, you were out digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
That's right. In fact, if I remember rightly, It was just round the corner from where it all happened. By that old bookshop it was.
What? Another coincidence?
That's right. Mersholm Street it was.
Mersholm Street. On the map isn't that a huddle? There are only 3 main streets. Juror number 5, I need you to add that information to your formal statement, please.
What's the point in that? Can't we just get this business over with now?
Please, sir. It's important.
Fine, I'll do it then.
Well, I guess we might as well pit them. Those 2 statements are clearly at odds with one another.
Adult counsel, explain yourself.
Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear.
What? I just want to get this done and dusted.
Well, juror number 3.
Oh, me, sir? What do you mean?
What do you mean? Sorry, I thought you had it. I'm. Juror number 5's
No,
words
just-
just now are
It went a little
extremely significant.
pixelate just in a second.
Yeah.
So, that's
Juror
fine.
number 5's words are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to consider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area.
Look at his hip swing.
Well. He's preparing for his wedding walk.
I need to send you something later.
Guys, stop. Anyway, I started it. That's a joke. Mina starts it and then tell all the others to stop when they
Stop
jump on
it!
it.
Get some help!
You need to stop me! Anyways, on the day in question, Miss Inazuma visited this bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on the same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable. Which
We're
means the
doing
defendant's
so
route
much in
home
this map here. Just adding more stuff.
could not have taken him
Little
along
smiley
Meerschaum
face
Street
and then like
and
a little.
down Briar Road. And then I'll draw a little big spot over in the corner and...
This is me, this is Susato.
We're holding hands.
Wow.
Just like drawing
Oh my
ugly
God.
stick figures.
Sherlock just comes in and starts just fucking
Doodle.
drawing all over it.
Yeah.
Zeke just comes over and spills his fucking wine all over it.
Sarah. You're like,
Oh,
yes.
Oh,
Beautiful.
shit! Whoops.
Beautiful. Could have not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir?
Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? Must have had a good 2 yards or more of the pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that come along turned back and go the other way.
So, the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings.
Ugh.
Yes, I suppose he must have. Why, yes, indeed.
I suppose that must be right, eh?
That really confuses me. What? What?
What?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But, we see now that he had no choice.
Oh. My lord judge, sir, if I may.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't think in all good conscience that I can say the man's guilty now.
I see.
It's almost like the verdict was premature.
No.
Yes. I'd like to see this trial continue so we can get to the bottom of what really happened. Gonna throw my fireball. Whoosh.
Sorry, I'm just also keeping a tab on my emote and it's just not there yet, and I'm so sad.
What about you, sir?
Who, me? Oh, well, alright then. If there's a hole in the prosecution argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say.
Good thing he's a road worker. Anyways.
We literally have like what, like 3 super important crucial witnesses on this jury.
At least. Like no, but it brings
like,
to mind like if wait a minute, but like Green was found on Briar Road, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, then who the fuck did Soseki see then?
Just a, I don't know, big
Just
olive.
like just another green person who fell on the road.
He had like green milk stuck in his eye, and he just thought it was someone walking on top in front of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. That was wonderful. Well, we've managed to change a couple of minus at least. Yes?
Because Barack has to stay silent from the summation examination, but you can totally see him just like being like, fuck, what, why is that, why is he in the jury? What the, come
on,
he's just
oh
like,
my god.
Just fucking gripping his arm and just fucking...
Yeah. Barrack over in the corner like, this is the dumbest shit I've heard all week.
Just chugging wine.
Yeah. It's strengthened our position somewhat. Okay.
Yes, and it will prompt the other members of the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only. If we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that will make them start doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do.
You could say you're gonna tip the scales.
Yeah, Man 6 is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent by whatever means we have at our disposal. He can't speak.
I'm quaking inside!
Yeah.
Just fucking...
vibrating.
Thank you. Thank you, Counsel. On with the summonation examination, please.
Wait, I have a good one. Wait. Oh, look at this one. Wait. Let's see if I can actually find it. I have so much weird shit saved. Is it this
Same.
one? I think it's this one. Here you go. This Barog right now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh, what's here? Oh.
Yeah, there he goes.
Barack meets you and does this. What do you do?
Yeah. Yes, my lord.
Do I read this?
I
have to head up at this point so I can see where this trial goes from here.
Yeah.
Just in case. Sorry. Folded? You said for what?
No, what I said was, hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books, they have it in there, yes. I remember reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day. Including today you're all talking about.
I guess we found another green person who was nearby on that day. And at what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking out books the whole afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. Yes.
God damn it.
That's my daily routine, you see. Oh, the same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Just before 5, you say? Exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about the time?
Oh yes, no mistake. There, I remember it well. How would you forget that day in a hurry? Not after the dreadful time we had.
What do you mean?
Oh, no. Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped out on the ice and got stabbed.
This was what he saw!
Bonked my head.
I bonked my head, guys.
It's always worse after snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, they did. I really thought my number was up.
Wait a
That's
minute.
dangerous. He's an old man. Like,
Yeah.
that's really dangerous.
I hope he will. What happened? Okay, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
Oh, that's right. I live in Cornpipe, you see. Heading down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back to your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist that you add that information to your formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Sorry, extremely sick. No, I'm going right now.
You've changed 2 of the jurors' minds, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes, just 2 more to go.
Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables here.
Wish I knew how to do a set the takedown. I suppose words will have to suffice for now. Okay. Yeah, it's this one, right?
I think so.
And this guy. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, okay. Those 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning.
A flaw? What are you talking about, counsel?
Well, juror number 2, juror number 6. My, whatever do you mean, sir? Beard stroking noises.
I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. Iggy-addy! There's at least one fact which we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned to home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in a green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are well aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Can we really be sure of that, madame?
My, whatever do you mean?
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. That same afternoon, there was somebody else apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
Oh.
Sneeze?
My goodness, you mean?
That's right. I'm referring, of course, to hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman on the end of the bench here with me today?
Sorry, I'm really trying to overdo her voice. Is it working?
Yes.
I feel like she's kind of not eccentric, that's not the right word. She's kind
Extra.
Yeah, extra. I was about to say she's kind of a lot. That is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has a somewhat similar build to the victim. That too! That's true!
Look at that. My goodness me.
Sorry, you need a pee?
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person whom Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken the long route back to his lodgings. And if that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road where the woman was stabbed was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You idiot, old man. If you haven't been so daft as to be roaming about there, you'd have boxed this off hours ago.
I'm not sure that's how that works.
Oh, really? What the? We're taking wearing such a befuddling coat.
How
Hey,
dare
it's
you wear
a nice
green?
coat.
It is a nice coat.
It's a very nice coat. Don't be like that to the old man. You really gotta do that to people? Gosh, diddly doody dang. Was that funny? No.
It was cute. What did you say to me, little shit? The fuck you say to me, little shit?
The fuck did you say to Watashi?
It's a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days. It's a crime to sleep over on the ice. It's a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat, is it?
I love your coat, man.
Bloody hell.
Hold it! My lord, I do hope it won't cause any inconvenience, but
You'd like to change your leading, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Thank you.
And I would too.
I will not stand being coat shamed. What?
It's a crime to change your mind, is it? Well,
And he calms down again.
fine now.
I'm fine now. I'm okay now.
I like how she always is like, ooh.
Perpetual duck face.
Yeah.
Well, that is summonation examination concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The eyes 2, the nose 4. So the nose have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a conscience among the members of this jury. The trial will continue.
Is he gonna come on, throw it. Come on, do it. Yeah! I'm sorry. That's 6!
Just on the, that's you in the audience just going like, come on, throw it.
Come on, yeah.
You know you want to. Come on.
It's
Do
so
it!
cherish of me to drink from my half
Paper.
chalice moments after raising an objection.
People are making a splash zone back there.
Yeah.
Woo!
I saw a little
Only
comic of
crushes
that.
in
It's just
disgust.
like, oh my god, it got in my face. He just looks up. It was just like,
Yeah, they're like waiting for him
banners and
to.
stuff.
They're like waiting for him to throw the bottle.
Pray forgive you that courtesy.
Lord Van Siegs?
It seems I must retract my earlier remark.
What do you mean?
I mistakenly credited those jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful.
Wow.
I take back my praise because you don't agree with me anymore. Pit.
You're a dummy. Yet you have just
Dumb little
witnessed them
dum-dum.
falling for a cheap trick performed by Eastern entertainment, magician, clown, circus. Eh?
yeah, just get
Whatever do you mean?
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth.
Indeed. Stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe you said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right, took me whole day and they paid me a measly 2p for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me, do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represent?
Well, if I'm honest, I don't have a clue, no. It's under 2 meters.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Yep.
Damn.
Less than 2 meters, that's not much at all.
In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate figure.
That's... What?
That's not you, Mina, yes, we know. Continue.
No.
This fucker's really gonna say Soseki just jumped 2
Yeah.
meters.
And I'm like,
Did you see his movement?
if you're
And, like-
alleging that he was holding 3 books and a knife,
He just
how do you suppose one vaults with
Can you prove he can't?
So have you seen Soseki? He's like brittle.
Would you not agree, my stalwart friend?
It's like if
Also,
there
he's
was
wearing-
if there was a strength contest between Mina and Soseki, Mina would win. He's that
Did you see
frail.
his movements?
Also,
He could
he's
easily
wearing,
jump
like-
just using his hands.
He's also wearing, what do you call those? The wooden
Guitar.
slippers.
Yeah,
that have
he's-
the, yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, you guys haven't seen. Okay, wait. We should actually bring it up on stream because I think
no.
it will really show what we're
What did
talking
you do?
about.
Yeah, he's wearing those. There's no way he can accurately jump with that.
Wait, where's? There it is. I'm trying to find him in his like normal portrait, but it's kind of hard to find. Because again, okay, let's go to the image gallery. It should be here somewhere. There it is. Because like I think this is like more than explanatory of what's going on here. Because like, oh my god, like it's like oh yeah, he could have vaulted that, right? And then this is like what he's wearing. Wait, let me just. And then we'll yeet it. Goes to the folder. This is what he's wearing. Oh. Wait, what happened to it? Sorry.
Oh.
I think I accidentally, like, cancelled. There we go. So this is Soul Seeker, right? You can see him looking cool and all that. This is his shoes!
There's
Yeah.
no way he's running that. Like,
Do you know
Yeah.
how hard these shoes are to walk in? Let alone run? Let alone
Oh,
jump?
dear.
Sorry.
But I won't kill
it's,
someone.
also, it's not easy to run in a suit.
No, he's also wearing a suit.
No.
Like, are you kidding me? Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just like, this boggles the mind.
Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong. No.
He's not wearing sneakers, for fuck's sake.
Well, you can take them off.
In the snow?
Yes.
His feet would have died.
Well,
What?
not more than walking in these shoes. And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the site of your works? Well, I wouldn't dream of it. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had hope of passing anyway. And we just turn any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman, as far as I can see.
What kind of logic is that? That's no logic at all.
Simple one. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
I doubt it. Like, would he even have seen it? If he's like walking
Whoever
around
comment on
in...
the gallery should right now shut up.
No.
Bailiff?
No.
Is that true? Is it? God
Oh, goddammit, a dick butt again.
damn it. I'm pretending to read, but there is a dick pad on this scroll. The inconceivable truth is that the book that purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There can be no doubt that on his way back to his lodging, Mr. Natsume walked down Bray Road.
Crushed in a single sentence.
Imagine if there is like a poster. You can do it, Van Zix, you have it! And old man.
Go, man. You can talk.
You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Ray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you all the time? Oh boy.
Can't say as I remember.
You don't remember? I mean, how would he? Is someone behind him? It makes no sense.
How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was this old man that I accused, so... If I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Well, you can't prove the other way either.
You forgot what game are you at?
Ah! Right. It's unfair.
You don't
Biased
only need
against
to
me.
prove your client innocent.
Order,
you need to find him
order.
guilty.
Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself.
My
My lord,
My lord. My lord. My lord.
Lord.
My lord. My lord. My lord. My lord.
Santa.
If you had such a trenchant argument up your sleeve. Why in the world did you not proffer it during the summonation examination?
I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I wanted him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury so readily swayed.
So
But my hospitality has its limit, and they have been rich, I feel.
you take- Yeah! Take off the coat! Sorry.
This isn't even my final form. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over.
He hasn't even busted his boobies out yet.
Excuse me?
Shut up.
What are you talking about?
My lord. The prosecution requests permission to call its next witnesses to the stand.
Oh great, I have a feeling I know who these are.
Granted. Bailiff, bring forth the witness.
It's next witnesses.
Mr. Naruto, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yes, I remember. One of them being a Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright. No matter who Winseeks brings to the stand as his witnesses, and no matter what they say. I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the very end, until this battle is over. Alright! I think that's a good place.
Right,
Place to stop.
Not stop. We're just gonna take a little
that's
break.
Okay.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello, those little cuties. Anyways, we're probably gonna take a little break so we can refill our drinks and all of that. And we will be right back in a few minutes. See you soon.
Yep.
Hello, we're back. Boop boop. Boop boop. It's gonna keep playing. Okay. You didn't read this yet.
I know I didn't. I just want to make sure everyone's ready. Everyone in the gallery ready? Okay. Can I finally say
I have my
thank you?
chalice list, yes, sir!
Witnesses and people in the gallery? Please state your names and occupation for the card. I take your time.
Chalice lust.
Oh god, who's gonna do these two?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'll do pretty boy.
Okay, you do pretty boy,
which
so...
one?
Come on.
Sony, do you want to
Let me
take
just-
the wife?
Oh boy.
Okay.
RJ?
RJ?
Were you not gonna take it? Oh god, now RJ's cutting out.
Oh.
Argo, in the
Oh,
meantime,
no.
just...
Oh, alright, pizza! Nothing
Oh, he died.
pizza!
Oh,
And I'm Mrs. V. Patricia's my name. I'm proud to say I'm Miss Youngtown's hero's wife.
yeah. Okay, so, funny story. In Japanese, their names are the other way around.
Yeah.
So in Japanese, his name is Pat, and her name is Rola. And they just have to
Really unsure
confuse
where to
us.
change it.
They just have to confuse us. They just have to do it. Sorry. It pisses me off so bad. I'm still not over it.
Such a necessary change.
What's the story here?
Well, in truth, we've been not married long. In fact, we celebrated our first anniversary only the other day.
No, it was your husband I was asking about. He seems tired.
Hardly surprising. Whilst being an honorable occupation, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world.
Oh, really? I'm sure I've heard that before, actually. Snee. We're just gonna have to compensate for now.
Oh, I need to take. Oh no. Okay.
Oh yes.
Indeed. And apart from rare days off, our gallant officers trudge some 20 miles a day, you know.
Yeah, RJ's having some Discord issues.
Mm-hmm.
Again, goddamn Discord.
Discord!
Ah!
They patrol boarding houses and pubs, collect taxes, survey the streets, check that meters are reading true. They're responsible for keeping the streets clean and lighting and extinguishing our streetlights.
There are a number of items on that list that don't sound much like policing duties at all.
I wouldn't just be falling asleep on my feet, I'd have collapsed long ago.
It goes without saying that a policeman's primary duty is the apprehension of criminals. Even when he's off duty, a constable is expected to investigate and resolve any crimes on his beat. Or the London Bobby is the man of honor.
And a man of slumber.
Yeah.
On the day in question, this man and his wife were walking down Briar Road in the opposite direction, and they witnessed the incident as it occurred. Is that not correct, Mr. and Mrs. Bate?
That's right, sir. Isn't it, Raleigh?
Constable Roy Bates, sir! Nothing to report on the streets, sir!
What a great witness he's going to be! Sleeping most of the time. Snee.
Very good. Yeah, you're gonna have to remind me a lot
It's
because
okay.
Yeah, I know.
I know, you said it before, you can't remember the judge.
I'd like to hear your formal testimony now, please. You will tell the court exactly what you saw on the afternoon of the incident.
Yes, sir!
They look like dolls.
Kind
Who
of.
said that?
What the witnesses saw.
It was our wedding anniversary, and Rolly was taking me out for a meal. There was no time to change after work. Anyway, two silhouettes appeared out of the fog on the pavement in front of us. All of a sudden, one of them just collapsed on the floor, and the other scattered something before running off. We ran straight over, of course, and then went for help at the nearby police box. It was definitely that Japanese man in the dock. Rolly and I both saw him clear as day. Well, this is extremely compelling testimony, I must say.
New noises.
Oh dear. This policeman and his wife are claiming to have positively identified Mr. Natsume at the scene. If their testimony is true, the alternative course of events that you established in the summation examination will be quashed.
It's dead nil, in fact. Because that alternative was never viable in the first place.
Well, an unfortunate bechancing. And on your wedding anniversary, too. Oh, I know. I still managed to go out for the evening with my man. I thank the Lord for that. They're so
Oh,
cute.
The life of a London Bobby sounds very hard indeed.
Indeed. However, this cross-examination will be over in minutes. You may well have time to rest this afternoon.
What do you mean by that?
My learned friend, the witnesses saw the face of the man fleeing the scene. They are testifying under oath, and that is without doubt the accused, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Fixed it.
The judge is back. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
And one of those witnesses is a policeman, no less. So you appreciate the gravity of the situation, I'm sure.
Except that the man's so tired, his wife has to do all the talking.
Oh, sleepy boy.
Oh.
It seems the judge still lost his voice.
I'm here.
Okay.
Preamble?
Yeah, preamble.
Enough preamble. Counsel for the defense, commence the cross-examination, please.
Yes, my lord. What the witnesses saw, okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, I guess we'll just... Yeah. No time to change, just to work, you say? Are you also a member of the police, Mrs. Beat?
Oh no, sadly not. It's a job for strapping young men only. Women, children, and the elderly can't even apply.
Well, I think you can probably see why children and the elderly can't do the job, can't you?
I think Rolly looks ever so handsome in his uniform. Suits you down the ground, doesn't it, darling?
Oh, well, I just finished my beat. Pat and I were heading back to the station. I was actually planning on getting changed there.
Is he talking in his sleep? This is creepy.
What?
Oh no, Rolly, I much prefer you in uniform. Sometimes I don't even recognize you when I see you in plain clothes.
Oh dear. That doesn't seem healthy.
Male wife.
Male wife. Is RJ bunking out again?
Yeah.
Okay,
Come on, Discord. There we go.
You're good, you're good.
Kindly adhere to the point. You were going for a meal after you had finished your beat for the day, correct?
That's right, sir, yes. Although, I was fit to drop, to be honest, after spending the whole day on my feet. But policing is my life, sir! As long as I'm the proud owner of this, I serve my city and my queen to the end!
What's that now?
My warrant card, sir, prove that I'm London Copper. It has the noble founding principles of the force written on it as a reminder to all us policemen of our sworn duty. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. Sir! And for such noble cause, I cover 20 miles every single day without fail and without a grumble. Because I know that the blooding of my boots is all Londoners to hear to feel safe and secure.
So, fighting crime doesn't appear to come into it then.
But sir, on that one particular day I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary. Mr. Beat put up with a lot of being married to Bobby like me. I wanted to show my dear wife how much I care. Oh. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley.
I can't get over the names.
Oh, what a charming couple. A young love is such a joy to behold.
Why are you talking like an old lady? If a little over the top, perhaps. I won't bring up that one fan art with where someone do us or do us them. Nope, I won't bring it up.
And then, kindly describe what happened next.
Aye, sir. Wait, did we not? Wait, no. No, we didn't get it, did we? To silhouettes.
That's right. They were coming towards us, walking up a bright road in the opposite direction.
Okay.
Well, that's sinister.
Yeah.
There's a rather plump figure followed by a scrawny, thin-looking man.
I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh no.
The funniest thing for me, right, is that I almost never have the sneezes. It's just like once every like 2 weeks I sneeze twice and that's it. And I don't know why. That is very ominous.
That does sound exactly like the victim was pictured in this print, and like Miss Natsume.
Yes, unfortunately it does.
Oh my god. Oh!
What?
Oh wow. I just tried to do the voice and just freaking my throat was stuck. Oh yeah. And you're certain that at the time there was nobody else nearby?
Oh yes, quite certain. It was dark, but there are streetlights on Briar Road, you see. There's nobody else around at all. Isn't that right, my darling?
What? What? Light fog on the ground. Freaking 2020 script.
Yeah.
Railroad is that straight, and you could see a very long way down the pavement. Then there's the street light as well. I didn't see any other pedestrians. Your sleeves takes a firm hold. Your answer, please, Mr. Beat. Are you quite sure of what you've said? Yes, sir! As a copper who spends all day, every day keeping watch on the streets. I swear to it, sir!
Great!
I'm sure, as my love for Patricia is true.
What?
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley.
I'm still maintaining there was no one else around other than the victim and the attacker. It's starting to seem like that must be how it really happened.
It's beginning to seem like there's nowhere to run.
Well, that didn't stop Mr. Natsume, did it? He fled the scene also convincingly.
Thank you. I believe we have a reasonable clear idea of the situation just before the incident now. What happened in the crucial moments that followed?
Scattered something? What do you mean by that?
Oh, well, I couldn't quite make out what it was at the time. But when we got closer, we realized what it was. Didn't we, darling?
Ah!
What? Ah, yes, that's right. It was some old books.
So good.
I see. Oh, whoa.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The culprit had dropped a number of them, all around where the victim lay on the pavement.
Okay.
Indeed, it's clearly pictured in this photographic print.
Yes, indeed. It's Pat.
That
Rory.
rotten Japanese man.
Oh, yeah, it's me. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm getting confused by the names again.
That
Yeah.
rotten Japanese man did that when he did the deed.
This is the perks of playing the fan translation first. Maybe just the original.
Cons.
Let's not forget that it remains to be established that the defendant was indeed the attacker.
Saw him. It was the man in the dock without question, sir. The mustache, the hunchback, the cat-like eyes, the tongue mouth, the snub, no... Everything!
Any more insults you want to throw in?
That's right, when we looked down at that poor defenseless woman with those terrifying, intense eyes. And then suddenly threw his books onto the pavement and ran away.
I see. This is tough. They seem as though they're telling the truth here.
May I remind the court that this ambiguous testimony comes from a policeman and his wife. Now please, continue. Yes, sir!
No.
Was it your husband who went to fetch help?
No, I went. I may not be a police officer myself, but I'm the proud wife of one after all. Isn't that right, my darling?
It really sounds like she's breaking his neck each time.
Oh, yes, that's right. I asked Mr. Beat to go. I was off duty by that point. But Bobby's never truly off duty, of course, so I felt obliged to stay and guard the scene.
Very laudable, Mr. Beat. Preserving the scene of a crime is a task of considerable importance.
That's why I sent Patricia, you see. I told her where to find the right police box.
Forgive my ignorance, but what do you mean exactly by the right police box?
Depends on the crime location, you see, as to who deals with it. Where the woman was stabbed wasn't actually on my beat. So I told Patricia the way to the police box for the beat the incident fell under, so she could go report it.
I ran there as quickly as I could and asked for help from Bobby on duty. There's nothing opposing the young couple in love working together, you know?
And thanks to your swift response, the case was quickly resolved. The actions of two model citizens.
Oh, please, you're making us blush, isn't he, darling?
Ha!
What?
Just... Yes, sir! What Patricia said, sir!
He's actually a wind-up doll, and that's what happens when he's
Yeah. Hey,
Okay.
Oh.
Let's move on, shall we? But surely you wouldn't have been able to see his face by the light of the gas street lamps, would you?
We absolutely could. Astronomers have exceptional eyesight, I have, you know.
Right. Sure.
Life in the street was more than enough. And my husband already told you that the fog was only light, didn't he?
Yes, and what of the fog?
we're famous for it across the globe, I believe. But it's an absolute menace to those of us who have to live with it, of course.
Oh, it is, it is. When it's thick, you can even see a hand at the end of your own arm.
Yeah, it's alright. I take your point. Now, could you stop shaking your husband about?
Custom fox makes your arse very sharp, you see. That's what we can tell for sure and certain that it was that little Japanese man we saw. Can't we, darling?
What? Ah, yes. It was the accused and no
I
mistake.
just realized that he's eating like
Yeah, he's just trapped.
he has that part in his mouth.
I can't break the cut like as the third man is unmistakable, sir.
I can't tell if you're going for sleepy or drunk.
Oh, what's your problem, lady, on the gallery?
As far as this couple's
Don't be
testimony is
disrespectful
concerned,
me.
there can't be any question. It was Soseki-san they saw running away from the scene of the crime. Naruhodo. So that's it, is it? That's their entire testimony?
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, I hate to admit it, but on hearing the testimony, it really does seem as though Mr. and Mrs. Beat saw what they really saw. Or they say they saw. Mr. Natsume running away from the scene on Briar Road that day.
Yes, I feel the same.
So if that's true, where does it leave us?
The members of the jury are sure to call for a guilty verdict after this testimony.
Oh no! Then what do we do?
If Kazuma-sama were here,
Do you have to bring him into this? What are you trying to say?
What the fuck? Why did you bring him up? Susanoo!
Yeah, that really is how it feels, wow.
I think he would try to find a contradiction somewhere else within their testimony.
It's kind of like how,
What do you mean somewhere else?
like, minor original trilogy Ace Attorney. It just kind of reminds me, anytime, like, Edgeworth was brought up, Nick would just go, like, don't you fucking dare bring his name up ever again.
Yeah. If you say that name, you're out! You're separated right now, okay?
We were on a break.
Their statement about seeing Mr. Natsume is unequivocal. Pulling that into question won't help. But if you could identify some other part of their testimony which appears to contradict the facts, you might be able to discredit them, to make the jury doubt if the pair's memory of the day is accurate.
Oh, right.
But simply, we must focus on finding a discrepancy in these statements somewhere. If we don't, I'm afraid the trial may reach an early unfavorable conclusion.
Why do I always seem to be so up against it? Why do I always seem to be stuck in such a doodly-doo?
Mr. Lawyer, sir, can I ask you something?
Oh, yes, of course. What is it?
Well, you keep asking us all these questions about everything we told you, so... It seems like you don't believe our testimony. Is that right, is it? Well, up with it.
Love the animation. Love them, they're so cute. Look at them.
What? No. Oh no, it's really not that at all.
My husband's a policeman, I remember, and I know what I saw. I remember every last detail, everything. Like... Oh, I know. What about the books a man dropped?
Yes?
I could tell you the names of every single one, I could. Every single one. And you dare to question how reliable my testimony is?
That will do, Miss.
No, it won't do at all.
What's in your shit? Shut up!
The Japanese lawyer has no idea what I'm capable of. I'm gonna fucking kill him. Even if I say to forgive him for insulting us, don't think for a minute that Rolly will.
I really didn't mean to cause offense. Please put your husband's fist down.
Oh boy.
Please leave his foot.
Perhaps you would like the opportunity to supplement your testimony, Mrs. Beat. Might that appease you?
Oh, thank you, my lord. That will sell things nicely.
Oh, come on, give me that sweet contradiction.
Wasn't it, darling? I couldn't even tell you.
Oh. Yes, we know that there were books dropped at the scene of the crime, as you say.
Those purchased by the accused at the nearby second-hand bookshop on the day in question.
After moving to the police box for help, I decided to have a good look at the area of my own measure, for good measure. I'm a proud policeman's wife after all. I did it for Rolly.
And what was your husband doing at the time?
Oh, he was lying face down in the snow, getting some well-deserved rest.
This sounds horrible.
He works ever so hard, you know? Ever so hard. Don't you, my darling?
At least lie down on your back, Jesus Christ. Interesting way of guarding the scene of the crime.
Well, Mrs. Beach, seeing as you've regaled the court with tales of your powers of recollection, would you be so kind as to recount the titles of the books you observed at the scene?
I'd be happy to. Now, are you all listening? There was the picture of Monsieur somebody or other, and what's it, yearnings?
So far, so good.
Then there was meal for someone, and the last one was definitely Thingummy something.
Wait a minute.
There's only 3, I thought.
Yeah! That last one. The last one. The Thingummy something. Stop!
What? It's the name! You see?
Yes, I see there are 1 or 2 holes in your memory.
Oh well, they were along those lines, I'm quite sure.
There were indeed books found at the scene with the titles along those lines, as you put it.
Well, what did I tell you? I think it's very mean the way you imply that my testimony can't be trusted. Don't you agree, darling?
Wow.
Anyone who upsets my partner shall have me to answer to.
He suddenly wakes up. For like 5 seconds. Oh, is Vincent scared? Ooh, you're scared. Ooh.
Truly terrifying.
Frightening.
Yes, she really is. So that's it, is it? Okay.
So yeah, that feels like pretty obvious where we have 2%.
Just yeah, no, it's just 4 here. Okay. Guess I just percent. This shit again. So you're saying that there were 4 books?
That's right. I remember all of them.
But that makes no sense!
A picture of Monsieur somebody, what's it, yearnings, a meal for someone, and the Thingummy something.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Beat. But there's a fundamental flaw in that statement of yours.
Oh no! What the flaw?
Simply that, at the scene of the crime, there were only 3 books, not 4.
What?
This is the receipt from the bookshop where the defendant bought his books.
Your books?
Yes, and it details Mr. Natsume's purchases that day. But as you can see, only 3 books are listed.
Only 3? No, that can't be. I remember seeing them. There were 4 books, I tell you. 4 dirty books.
Oh really? Have a good look at this photographic print of the scene of the crime. As you can clearly see from this evidence as well, there are only 3 books.
I wonder if that would have also been a good thing to present.
I mean, the angle kind of, like, what if it's like right next to her on the other side?
You're devil.
Right, but I just don't believe it.
Sorry, Argo's animating shit and it's adorable.
I saw them there. I swear it. I saw them.
No, madame. I'm afraid your powers of observation cannot be relied upon.
I have the worst nightmares right now.
So, it cannot be denied that though you say it was the defendant you saw, you could very well be mistaken.
Oh no. Oh no. No!
Oh, she's holding him up with the scarf. That's why he isn't falling.
Yeah.
Oh, he mad now.
It's plainly evident. It's plain to see. That is your powers of deduction that cannot be relied on, my laird Nipponese friend.
What? Where did you get that
cannot
from?
be denied. Excuse me, what did you... Listen, I have a lot of it. Just look below my desk. What cannot be denied is that intense 2 witnesses saw the accused running from the scene. A fact that you know very well you have no hope of disproving.
Ah!
So you've striven to avert attention from that dint of some inconsequential discrepancies. Would that be fair?
This is right through me. You know me
Your
so
plan
well.
has somewhat recoiled against you.
What are you talking about?
It's quite simple. Let me explain with a toast.
Is he gonna eat it again?
No, actually, I don't have a toast. Never mind. This chalice will suffice. The policeman's wife and her entirely accurate testimony in every respect.
No toast sandwiches for you, sorry.
No toste.
Oh!
You see, the matter is not up for debate. At the scene on Bray Road, a total of 4 books were most definitely found.
But what about the photographic print? It only shows 3 books.
You just said, look at this photograph, you silly Nipponese friend. Quite
The song hasn't been released yet!
Well, I made it. Only 3 can be seen in that print.
Oh my god. Hell. That print? You mean to say? That's 7!
Allow me to present another. Look at this photograph. One that shows the victim's hand.
That book looks suspiciously missing in the corner. I don't believe it. It's the 4th book. The Lion's Pride.
As you will observe.
Wasn't someone talking about that book earlier?
No. The 4th book was hidden from the view in the original print by the victim's torso.
No. No!
Yes. Yes!
Order! Order!
There! You see? You see? Look at that! Look!
Yes.
It's just like I said. Isn't it, my darling?
Yes, sir. Patricia was always right, sir. Let us study the receipt for the books purchased by the accused on the day in question. Mrs. Beat. The titles once again, if you please.
Oh yes, of course. A picture of Monsieur somebody or other.
The picture of Monsieur Lecoux.
What's that yearnings?
Canterbury earnings.
A meal for someone.
A meal for Gabriel. In fact. As the court has just heard, the witness remembers the book's title flawlessly. Do not doubt it, save for a few minor details.
Minor details, like only half the titles. But okay.
Indubitably. Mrs. Beat's powers of recollections can only be described as exceptional.
Do you hear her, Rolly? The gentleman paid me a compliment.
Yes, sir. Flawless, sir. Patricia is flawless.
What a good husband. But there are only 3 books on the receipt. Mrs. Beat mentioned 4.
There's nothing surprising about that. Clearly the 4th book is that which is shown in this photographic print.
Arte.
I can hear you typing.
Arte!
I think their scores high.
A moment again.
I guess so.
Oh shit, okay. Okay, Snee, you're back on duty.
I'm sorry, Counsel, but does that not seem odd?
Oh.
Why should the 4th book be omitted from the receipt?
It's okay.
I'm alive.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Oh, not at all, my lord.
I think the hurricanes that we're getting is fucking with the Discord settings.
Okay.
The Discord servers in America.
It's quite probable because the judge sits so highly that the hurricanes affect him more. As the photograph clearly shows, the 4th book was found in the victim's clutches. In other words, it belongs to the victim.
The victim was holding her own book that looks strangely destroyed.
I wonder, what became of that 4th book?
Obviously, it wasn't overlooked by the investigating officers at Scotland Yard.
Gimme! Gimme!
I have it here as evidence.
Gimme!
You cannot have it. No! I didn't finish reading it!
You will submit that in the aforementioned photographic print to the court, please, counsel.
But my lord, I didn't finish reading it! My pleasure, my lord. Just don't spoil me, okay?
Oh, I do have a little spoiler.
God damn it. The prosecution rests.
And he just takes
I
out.
hear you. La 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 la.
He just takes out a sleeping bag.
I have nothing further to add.
Thank you. What?
You seem surprised, my learned friend. But your resistance until now has been in vain. Entertaining, yes, but futile.
We're gonna examine the fuck out of that book.
The spurious longer route to the accused lodgings that you tried to establish in your summation examination, and the attempted discrediting of witness powers of recollection in your cross-examination.
Futile? I walked right into this, didn't I?
You see, everything we've said is true. Isn't that right, my darling?
Yes, Pat! Marry me, Pat! Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
So perhaps the ladies and gentlemen of the jury would like to reconsider their position. Should the court waste any more time on this Nipponese travesty? Or is the decision you have to make all too apparent already? You have heard all of the witnesses.
And see all of the evidence. I'm gonna examine the book.
Excuse me, what are you doing there,
Lion's
Council?
pride.
See?
What are you doing there, Council?
That's a burn.
That's a
Do you
burn.
mingle with the evidence?
I won.
Oh, look at this! The book has been badly burnt.
Why does that burnt look like a reptile skin?
It looks really good.
It looks.
Looks like
I wanna eat it.
I want to eat it.
It looks
I wanna
good.
eat
It
it.
looks fried.
Fried paper.
Fried book.
I don't know. Like,
You're right. You'll never be able to read it in this state, especially not the latter pages.
What a terrible waste. Judging from the scorched edges of the paper, I think the damage must have occurred very recently.
Where
Excuse
else
me?
have a fire occurred recently? Just saying. A book recently damaged by fire. Why does that seem to raise a red flag with me? The fourth book's information has been updated. Alright. And for some reason she was holding it. Okay, that's strange.
This trial has run its course.
Mr. Naruhodo, I'm afraid we're in a terribly precarious position.
I know, but if I fight back in the wrong way now, I could very well just make matters worse. Think, Ryunosuke. Think! What do you do now? I'm gonna object. I'm telling you, if you give me the option to... I'm not done yet!
No, my lent friend, it's over. The last cross-examination was your final chance to establish a credible defense, and you failed. The die has been cast. There is no more room for debate.
Well, it might be over as far as you're concerned, but...
There is no buts.
Ah! I can't think of what to say.
If I may, Lord Vensex. It seems somewhat boorish to close down the debate at this point.
Your insignificant Eastern Isle must be lawless hole indeed. For a lowly judicial assistant to have the audacity to intervene at the moment like this.
Oh,
That's horrible. How dare you? I am, to my shame, still a very inexperienced lawyer. Yeah, you are. So you'll have to forgive me, but I consider my assistant's advice essential and her opinions invaluable.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, you defend her! Yeah, you defend your little bean. Do it.
One of these land's great guiding principles is tolerance, so the court will hear you, madam.
Go ahead, Mrs. Sato. Please.
Very well. Pray, what insight can you give us? What have we all overlooked in this matter that you see fit to pursue further?
Well, the court has been presented with new evidence, but only after the last cross-examination finished.
I see. And you believe that this new evidence warrants further examination, do you?
Mr. Naruhodo, what do you think? It's just possible that this new evidence might be the decisive proof we've been waiting for. The judge is sure to ask the members of the jury to announce their leanings in a moment. And of course, he's sure to ask you to explain what the crucial piece of evidence is and why. So we must take this opportunity to examine the newly presented evidence as thoroughly as possible.
Yes, I understand. And thank you, Mrs. Sato. This is it. Sato-san has managed to win us one last chance here. I can't let it go to waste. The defense wishes to present evidence, my lord. Humid now.
Very well.
Okay, I'm back for now, sorry.
The defense may present one further piece of evidence. Evidence that apparently offers a profound insight into this case and has hitherto have been overlooked.
I mean, it's gotta be the burn at the back of this fucking book, right?
For sure.
Like, what
Oh,
the
show.
what the fuck is that?
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be this. I'm just gonna send it.
You mad lad.
The evidence in question is what we can see from the newly presented photographic print of the crime scene. The fourth book found in the victim's hand.
We have
Oh my
already
God.
discussed the fourth book at length. Other than it being in the victim's grasp at the time of the incident, no significance has been attached to it. Pursuing the matter further will be a flagrant waste of the court's time, as you well know.
Ah!
Yes. I'm afraid, counsel. I must concur with the prosecution on this matter. Would I have afforded you this opportunity? You led the court to believe that the evidence in question contained a hitherto undiscovered clue. So, I must insist that you elaborate, counsel. You identify this clue at once. Do I make myself clear?
Oh, yes, my lord. It's,
Mr. Naruhodo, I believe the prosecution is trying to avoid a thorough examination of the evidence. Which means you may very well be on the right track.
Yes, I think you might be right.
So, counsel, precisely where is the vital clue to this case which his fourth book conceals?
The fucking born... It's the born mark... This.
Are you okay there in the gallery?
I would ask the court to observe the back of the book in question.
The back. What do you... Good gracious! It's been burnt to a crisp!
So we have to ask ourselves, why was the victim clutching what is clearly an unreadable book? It is undeniably an extremely unnatural thing for her to have been doing. It's weird, me says.
Unnatural, you say? And what of it, my Nipponish friend?
Oh!
Were I to concede the point, if it bears no relation to the case, there is nothing to discuss. So, should you wish to assert that this fire damage is some wild clue as to what happened that day? Ray, do enlighten us all. What should does a charred book hide?
Its owner! Charred book. There's just one possibility here, which I can't quite bring myself to rule out. It's an outside chance, certainly, but worth a try. Alright, I'll explain my theory.
Don't keep us waiting any longer then, counsel. Explain this theory of yours.
Its owner. You're not gonna read that?
I thought that was already said, my bad.
Oh.
What are you suggesting that you can ascertain from the fiber damage this sorry tome has suffered?
Its owner! My lord, the burn on the back of this book reveals a startling truth. About the book's owner.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, Smee isn't here.
But we already know who the book belongs to.
You came back?
Yeah, a while ago.
Oh.
The victim was gripping it in her hand as she fell to the floor after all. It's obviously hers.
The question of how this book came to be in the victim's hand has yet to be answered. However, as to the questions of who the book really belongs to and where it originated, the defense has very credible answers.
Good gracious, how could you possibly...
Very well. I play along with this futile attempt to delay your inevitable demise. But do remember to the jury, I will burn you if your little gamble goes awry.
Counsel, The defense's response here is very likely to influence the final outcome of this trial. So tell the court, who do you claim is the owner of this burnt book?
John GARRIDEBS!
Never would I ever.
The answer is that the book belongs to the couple who owned the house where the defendant has his lodgings. A certain Mr. and Mrs. GARRIDEBS.
The landlords?
And whether this is some extraordinary coincidence or some kind of fate at work, I don't know, but... Of all the people in London, one of the 6 chosen for jury duty in this courtroom today is none other than Mrs. GARRIDEBS herself.
Oh my goodness, me? I think you must be mistaken, sir. I'm not Mr. GARRIDEBS' wife. I'm his mate.
Things would be so much easier if you would just drop the pretense. Alright then, how about a simple question for you? Have you ever seen this book in Mr. GARRIDEBS' house?
I would never presume to know all of the books he keeps, sir. This is outlandish behavior. This woman is the accused landlady, you say? You implicate this hard-working member of the public. You besmirch her without a shred of evidence.
Yes, fuck landlords. Anyway.
You dirty bastard. Your actions are unforgivable.
You're really out here to defend landlords, Minseeks. Wow. Now the mighty have fallen. This is not mere conjecture. The defense happens to know that on the day in question, at almost exactly the same time as the victim was stabbed on the pavement below, another incident was taking place in the room on the top floor of Mr. and Mrs. GARRIDEBS' house.
Good lord, what sort of instance, counsel?
Slapping.
A fire, my lord.
Oh,
A fire?
A bitch slapping. I mean, he was getting slapped as well. Okay.
Oh. Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. The whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a ball of a thing. Didn't take too long for the fire to spread, of course. The ballet furniture started going up as well. Worst of it is, I lost my favorite. Book called The Lion's Pride.
There it is. The Lion's Pride. That's the same book.
The Lion's Pride.
That sprite of his is so terrifying. Like his
By
teeth
Jove,
are like,
the very same title that's the subject of this debate.
Like,
he looks like he's about to bite someone. Yeah, he looks like he's about to bite something. Numb.
This is reasonable. All you've told the court is that a book of the same name was involved in a fire. In which case, it would be reasonable to assume that it was burned to ashes. And entirely unreasonable to infer that it magically removed itself to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps it would make more sense if I told you that the cause of the fire was marital discord. Without going into details, it appears that Mrs. GARRIDEBS was considerably enraged. Apparently she continued to attack Mr. GARRIDEBS even amid the flames.
Oh, how awful. I can't even imagine being so horrid to the one you love. Can you, Rolly?
Absolutely not, sir. My Patricia would never raise finger against me, sir.
Had all my favorite old novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke.
Whoosh! It went.
Then the wife started hurling things at me.
This goose thing.
There I was, back up against a window, under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books and coming tens to the dozen. The man had his back up against a window, and he had burning books thrown at him?
Yep.
Goodness gracious! Are you suggesting that the book was thrown through a window and landing coincidentally at the scene of the crime?
No. A thorough investigation of the surrounding area was conducted in the very evening of the incident. And there is no report of the GARRIDEBS window pane being broken.
That's quite true. We also saw no sign of broken glass when we visited the GARRIDEB household. But it's not conceivable. But is it not conceivable that the window was open at the time and...
Not even remotely.
What do you mean? It's almost a certainty. There was a fire!
Let us not forget the season and the chilling weather that accompanies it. No Londoner would ever leave a window open in the middle of winter. Winter.
Oh! Come on! We just talked about this with Sholmes. You can't have already forgotten. My god.
Does the defense postulate this scenario in all seriousness, Counsel? Do you earnestly claim that the book found at the scene was a flaming projectile thrown by Mr. GARRIDEBS' wife?
Yes, I do. I believe it's a possibility, my lord. My lord.
My lord.
My lord.
That is quite enough.
Where? Told your wife. Yeah.
Well, I hope that everyone can see you for what you are now, you little foreign trickster. You call yourself a lawyer, but you're just a coward. I mean coward. You wanna fight?
Really?
Claiming that our little thief set the whole neighborhood alight. Honestly. Implying that I'm merely posing as a maid for appearance sakes. How could you?
Well, that part is true, though.
It's nothing to do with that beastly case, not any of it. All you've done is sully our family's name.
No, I assure you that was never my intention.
Dragging up outstanding citizen's name to the mud simply to divert attention from your falling defense. I should box your ears, that's what I should do. It's utterly unforgivable.
You're right.
Here we go.
Unacceptable!
How long have we sat here now listening to this Nipponese spouting out his fancy foreign theories? But, think about it. At the end of the day, the only person who could possibly have stabbed the victim is that little hunchback with the mustache. And he ran away from the scene too.
I do declare that you're right.
Oh, I don't think someone's here.
Oh. It's true.
Yes, what did I tell you? Makes sense to me.
You're gonna take this one, aren't you?
Huh? Sorry, what's that?
Fine, let's go.
Well, it would appear that the ladies and gentlemen of the jury are once again in full agreement. What is your position, Lord Von Zeeks?
In truth, my lord, I feel these have been unnecessarily protracted proceedings. But then, one must always exercise patience in order to savor the best vintage.
No, wait! The mystery of the fourth book still hasn't been... Oh shit!
Talk to my shoe!
He means business!
If books are your predilection?
Yeah.
My learned friend, study them on your own life, and then I study my words, because I use too overcomplicated words. Yes.
What? No, forgive the discourtesy this time?
No, there is no forgiveness for that.
In that case, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now state your individual decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. For the court to hear.
Yeah.
Yuzai!
We're gonna do some again.
Summation examination.
Fuck!
Is this the final bonus round?
Yeah, it really is. But with that said, that's twice now. It's over. Mr. Naruhodo, don't give up! Mrs. Soto, have you forgotten?
No, it was
Battle
me.
isn't over yet.
You're not suggesting...
Of course, the defense has the right to another summation examination at this point. You can still convince the jurors to change their minds. You have one more chance.
My lord, the defense has to exercise its right to a summation examination.
Huh.
Yeet.
You believe you still have tricks up your sleeve?
Not trick. I don't intend to trick anybody. I intend to uncover the truth. This is no time to be downcast. As long as there's a chance, I have to stay strong and determined. Good boy. Good boy. Okay, but that being said,
Yeah.
that is where we're gonna pause it for now.
Yeah,
Sorry.
exactly. That's fine.
Love you guys. To be continued.
Sorry, I disappeared a bit.
Yeah, we're actually ending now. Good timing.
Yep.
Yeah, I was listening.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you guys so much for coming by tonight, and it was so much fun. We're gonna be back again tomorrow with the continuation of this case. Maybe we'll even finish.
Summation examination.
Summation examination. Anyways. Yeah, so we'll see you guys tomorrow for some more of that. And yeah. Also, if you hadn't noticed, we not only have the sub badges, but we also have point redeems. I made some custom point redeems for anyone.
Oh
who's in
yeah,
chat.
yeah.
So if you ever wanna use those, then feel free. With that being said, it is late and we should probably be eating for now. So we'll see you guys
I can
tomorrow.
actually buy Mina things.
Yeah, you finished that quite a lot. Anyways, not today. We're ending. Goodbye. Oyasamina.
Yasumina.